Hi, I'm Stephen Frost. I'm producer at Sega on Sonic Boom.
Let's start by talking about the big picture when it comes to transmedia and what you guys are doing with Sonic.
Well, this is a big initiative, as you know. It's an exciting time for us as we sort of have been unveiling aspects of this. But back in February in New York, we originally announced Sonic Boom and sort of the initial partners involved with this, which are basically, obviously, the game, which is for Nintendo, Wii U, and 3DS. And then we have a all-CG cartoon, which is the first time for Sonic in general as far as an animated series. And that's being produced by Wido Productions in France. And then we have a new toy partner, Tomy, who's handling the new line of toys for the Sonic Boom franchise.
Can you talk about how Sonic has been redefined from a visual perspective across this new project?
Sure. So the key thing from us just early on in this project was really designing characters that instantly get across what their abilities and functions are as far as a team. You know, teamwork and for sort of the whole aspect of acting as a team is a very core component of this franchise. And we wanted to make sure that people who weren't even familiar with Sonic or have been removed from Sonic or aren't familiar with the characters could look at the silhouettes and the overall design of the characters and really get an idea of what role they play, right? So we went and we looked at Knuckles. Originally in the past, Knuckles from a scale perspective is pretty similar to Sonic, but yet he's super strong. And we wanted to make sure that that strength got across. So he's probably the biggest change. He's been made taller, he's a little buffer. So when you see him, right, he's the Mr. Incredible, he's the Thing, he's like the Hulk, right? He's the guy that smashes rocks. And so when you look at him, you're like, okay, he's the strong guy. Sonic, of course, being such an iconic character, we really wanted to be careful not to change him too much. But it was really important to sort of differentiate him from the modern and classic Sonics that we currently have, and also emphasize the fact that this is a action-adventure game versus an action platforming game. So we added sort of the neckerchief, the sort of the scarf kind of thing to emphasize the whole, Brave New World, exploration, adventure sort of aspect. And then we added the sports tape, you'll see in a lot of the characters, to emphasize what they're focusing on. So Sonic has a lot of sports wrap on his feet because he's the speed guy. We also added some little touches like the blue arms to him and the little spikes to really make sure that when you look at him side by modern and classic, there's no mix-up. It's very clear that this is a very separate branch of Sonic with a different focus. For Amy, we didn't change her too much. We kind of adjusted her clothes to make it feel like she's an adventuring type. And we also made to emphasize the hammer, which is a big component of her. She's normally viewed as, kind of the dainty kind of girl in some situations. We really wanted to have her come out of her shell and really sell the fact that she's really good in combat. She's a clearing character, which is not something you expect out of Amy. So we really want to sell that in the fact that she's always holding this hammer that she uses quite a bit in combat. And then Tails is the inventor, the gadget guy. He's the pilot. So we added aviation goggles on him to make sure that comes across, as well as his tool belt to kind of show that he's always prepared for any situation. So, again, no decisions or any changes to these characters was done sort of willy-nilly. A lot of time was spent on each core component to make sure that the reason we're changing it is a legitimate reason, it's an important reason. But in the key end, it was just to really show from a glance, without knowing anything, what are the roles of these characters in the team, and that was the main focus of it.